And we're live.
Ta-da! Oh.
There's already people that hit the like button and everything. How's it going, everybody? I guess that means we need to talk now. Let's talk. Welcome to the Thursday Q&A live stream that we do every week on Dylan Talks Tone. A couple of things before we get started. You can go in the links in the description of this video to support the channel. Sweetwater, Runway audio cables, and of course DylanTalksTone.com, because that's where you can buy pickups from us. StuMac also is down there. And then also Patreon.com/DylanTalksTone. Because that's where we're getting some questions from tonight that are being featured on the screen. You can also do that every week. I've also been uploading some content very regularly on Patreon that you see nowhere else.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I am going to be uploading another one tomorrow. So just some kind of behind the scenes stuff. First impressions of guitars. You know, some stuff that might not make it into the reviews as we explore the guitars together.
Okay. Wait. Oh, never mind.
And then the other thing I want to mention about Patreon is we have a level of Patreon that we do a live hangout the fourth Monday of every month, except for last month because Anyway, most months, all months, allegedly, that's the goal.
Allegedly.
So this coming Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to have a live hangout. And we do it on Zoom, and I send everybody that's on that level a link and etc. And let's put this thing on Do Not Disturb. I have been remembering to do this ahead of time, but I did not do it today. Okay, so that's what we do here on this here thing. And what did you want to say? Were we missing something?
One person said echo, and when I glanced up, I only saw where it said the computer microphone, and so I thought we did something wrong, but nobody else has said anything.
No, we're on the right stuff there.
Yeah, but just somebody said echo question. Rusty Fender said echo, so I was like, wait, do we have an echo? But nobody else is saying anything.
Anything.
Stop it.
So, you saw the thumbnail. I want to know from you. This is going to be the get in the comments and have a conversation about it thing.
He said it's fixed. So
Okay, good. I want to know from you tonight, what is in your guitar future? What is the thing that is, well, okay. It's that time of year. All the stuff has come out from NAMM. We're kind of in a, there hasn't been really good guitar news lately. Fortunately, we've been really busy and haven't had time to make news because there hasn't just been that great of stuff. There's been a few things, but what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Like, what is the thing? I mean, I've heard people say when a modeler comes down to X amount of price, if I could get this for that price, if this particular product would come out that would do this would, whatever. And what made me think of it is I got 2 new guitars last week. Well, I got 3 new guitars last week, but I got
last week, this week.
Well, in the last week, I got my Telly, the good one, and I got the cheap one over there, and I got my new McPherson Sable. And what's that?
It's not a Sable.
It's McPherson Sable Touring. I guess it's the McPherson Touring. Do they just call it the Touring?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway, it is, that thing is like next level, and where do we go from here? What am I waiting for? What am I going to buy next?
What are we even doing here?
I know, because it just feels like we're sort of on a plateau of new stuff now. But if stuff has come out in the last 6 months or so that you haven't had to try yet, like the Tone X thing or any of that kind of stuff, what what are you gonna try? So I want to leave that out there for a conversation tonight, and we'll talk about it in a little bit. But can we answer some of these Patreon questions?
Sure.
Oh, and if you have questions, get in the chat over here and ask them. Put a bunch of question marks in front of it so Leslie can pick them out. And if you use a super chat, we'll drop what we're doing and we'll answer that question right away. Because that's how that works. And then we're going to talk about guitar stuff for a while. And then after 9 o'clock, we're going to go off topic and
Who knows?
get random. Last week it was pretty random. All right, here we go.
Patrick, did you mean to include the time?
No.
12:25
Apparently,
p.m.
12:25 p.m. is when he posted this.
Good afternoon, Leslie and Dylan. Now that you have a Squier Sonic Esquire you're working on, do you think your P90 pickup in chrome and that purple wire on top of it will work? The ultraviolet one.
Oh, okay, so yes, it will work in that guitar. And if you want one of those, get with me and I'll make you one. It will be about $175. I'll just tell you that right now it's gonna be $175 for that pickup, for that purple custom mesh sparkle one. But it will go into that guitar, and if you want to buy the purple version of that guitar and put that in there, that would be super sick. Yeah, for sure.
Randy, I just got an Ibanez AR520HFM. Great guitar. Lots of switching capabilities, single coil, in series, and parallel, bordering on too many options. Have you played one?
I have not played one. I get what you're saying, though. Sometimes this thing has so much stuff, you end up not using it all. But parallel series is a cool one, especially with...
Another great example of, like, why do you have so many letters and numbers in a product name?
It's true.
What should I have said? What would you have said if you read that?
AR250 HFM, but...
Is it
or
250?
520, I mean.
Oh.
But, honestly, Ibanez is the worst about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They have many letters and numbers.
I don't know why. All right, Doc. Oh gosh, what is that word? Happy National
Aperitif? I'm going to look at this up while you ask that.
There's another syllable in there. Aperitif Day. Leslie and Dylan. Dylan, what measurements do you prefer to use when setting up the neck on a standard 4-string bass? Nut height, neck relief, if any, string height at the 12th fret. Cheers.
It is a drink. It is an alcoholic drink taken before a meal to stimulate the appetite. So basically like a cocktail. Interesting.
To stimulate the appetite?
Yeah.
Is that what a cocktail's supposed to do? Okay.
I look up factory spec for bass setups. I do not have numbers for that because I am not a bass player and I do not know. So I typically look up whatever style of bass guitar I'm building and get it close to that for a factory setup, and then adjust it a little if I want to. But I don't know because I'm not picky enough about a bass like I am about a guitar. I'm not picky about guitars either, but I'm not as sensitive to, like, I can tell you if the nut height is wrong on a string on a guitar just by feeling it. I can't do that with a bass because I just don't have the skills. Like, I've just never done it enough.
A room with a mini moose says Ibanez model numbers look like Wi-Fi passwords.
They do.
That's pretty funny. All right.
They would probably make good Wi-Fi passwords, actually, because nobody would know what they are.
Shane, hello from Japan.
Hello, Shane.
Is the Quattro the go-to pickup for a single humbucker metal guitar? You mentioned this week they work best with amps over 50 watts. I mostly use a 40-watt amp, so what would I be losing out with using a Quattro?
I think with a 40-watt amp, you would not be losing anything. You probably don't play a whole lot clean from what I know about your favorite style. just, here's the thing, those pickups hit amps really hard. So if you want to be super, super clean, you're going to have to turn your amp way down in order for that to happen. But those are really cool pickups, and I would love to see you with one, because I think you, in particular, from what I know about what you post and how the kind of guitars you like and stuff, from the time that you've been in the community, I have a feeling that you will really like that pickup.
Rob F. Hello, Leslie and Dylan. Dylan, is life getting back to normal after the Phil McKnight P90 video, or are you still receiving more orders than ever? Just curious. Thanks for all you and Leslie do for the DTT community.
I would say that there was really about a 2-week period that was really gnarly with P90s. Like, we sold tons and tons of P90s, like more than normal. And then it tapered off, but we've been busy all spring. It's just been like, we're literally, I think this month won't be as busy as last month, although it's still early. What's the date today? Oh yeah, I mean, that's the crazy part. It could be super slow. It was slow yesterday, but then it wasn't slow today. And it might be slow tomorrow, and then slam us Saturday, and then we'll have super, tons of stuff to do next week. That's kind of the nature of web-based business. It's just kind of
when people are watching the web.
Yeah. So, when the Super Bowl is on, we're slow because nobody's on the internet. It's kind of one of those things. Formula One watchers are going to buy pickups this weekend because there's no race because of the floods in Italy. So, which sucks, but it sucks more for the people of Italy than it does for F1 fans. I have to say that.
$67 Goat. Have you considered making a Nashville Telly pickup set?
Yes. You buy our flat 6 pickups and you put a classic 5 in the middle. And it will work, and it will be awesome. I have not thought about putting a set together. Maybe that's something we could probably do.
Oh, see, that's a great idea. If you have to tell people what combination of things to buy, it should be an option.
I don't know.
I don't know these answers, so I can't do it for you.
And you know what?
Nope. What?
Maybe before we put the Firebird pickup in that guitar, I should get a Nashville pickguard for that. And we should do a demo of a Nashville Telly set and put it on the website as a product. Since I have that guitar here. And I'm going to put a 5-way switch in it anyway.
That's a delay though, right?
Huh?
That puts a delay on current project?
Not really. No, I'm waiting on stuff for it anyway.
Okay.
I could do it in between. Yeah. We could put the product up right away, though.
Zoltan. Hi, Dylan and Leslie. What's the proper way to cut a new nut for a guitar with a 0 fret?
So, a nut for a 0 fret guitar is not really... you don't have to worry about height. You can cut it... You have to cut it below the surface of the 0 fret. Otherwise, it will buzz on it. Because the string has to sit on the 0 fret. And all the nut behind the nut, you know what I'm talking about, does is it keeps the nut from moving back and forth. Now, here's the thing. The nut has to be the right width. So the string slot has to be the right width so that the string can ride in there. Because if it's too wide, it'll move back and forth and it will plink around. So you do have to have it the right width when it goes down in that slot. But height isn't really as much of a big deal. It just has to sit on top of the fret. You just don't want anything buzzing.
No buzz. Cool.
But going too deep isn't a bad thing most of the time.
Are you ready for
Yeah.
random things here?
Yeah.
All right. Let's.
My back is really hurting. Oh, we're going to talk about what people want next, like where they're going in their guitar future.
Yeah. 67 Goat says, there are a couple of Squire Paranormals coming that I want. The 12-string and the Nashville Strat. Other than that, I am focusing on builds.
Oh, cool.
Rusty Fender says, I'm waiting for a brain implant that makes me practice guitar.
Yeah. What are some books that you could read about that?
To motivate you to do something?
Yeah. What's that one about?
You have to be motivated if you're going to read a book.
You could put it on audio and listen to it in the car. What's that book about creating habits, the one you've been talking about?
Atomic Habits.
Yeah, Atomic Habits. That's what it's called.
James Clear. Mm-hmm. Atomic Habits.
Get Atomic Habits on audiobook and listen to it on your way back and forth to work, and maybe you'll be motivated to practice more.
Kevzilla, when Amazon stock gets to $150, I'll be buying a Vela with the profit.
Oh, okay.
Adam Knox says he's waiting for stuff to fall off trucks.
That's funny.
Joe Coach says a Jerry Cantrell Epiphone.
Ooh, okay.
Stu Crombie, I think I might get a Tonex. I don't know. I've seen very good results. I don't know what those few words are in between, but Stu wants a Tonex.
Dude, you need to. And I think everybody should get one of those. It's a tool that is very, very helpful. I use mine. Honestly, I use it in almost every video now. It is so good.
Oh, Rusty knew what that book was, too.
Speaking of the red Les Paul, Epiphone Les Paul, I think I know if the Dave Grohl Trini Lopez becomes a guitar that is buyable by human beings with normal amounts of money, I will buy that guitar. That is a dream guitar. A Trini Lopez in general is a dream guitar for me, but if it's the Dave Grohl one and if it's in Pelham Blue, I will be...
That's very specific.
Well, because that's his,
Yeah.
His is Pelham Blue. I will be all over that. If I can afford it.
This is totally not related. We did just mention it, though, but I'm extremely jealous. Joe Coach says, James Clear is the bomb. He just had a leadership session with him in person.
Nuh-uh.
He is awesome.
Oh, that's so cool.
I don't look forward to emails. I look forward to that email every Thursday.
Really?
It's so good every time.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I love it.
That's pretty cool.
Anyway, extremely jealous, Joe.
That's neat.
Let's
we like that
see.
stuff.
Grabbing a couple comments before I pop back over. Okay. Tim Ziegler wants a new Fender amp and a wah-wah.
Which Fender amp? That's interesting.
Jeff Sims says, I'm saving my money for a Gibson Gold Top.
On my list, too.
Chuck C says, my list includes the Tonex, some Dylan Firebird pickups, maybe the Epiphone Explorer.
The Epiphone Explorer is a guitar that you should buy. That's a guitar... I probably shouldn't have sold mine, but I could get it back if I wanted to. It's really cool. I just don't have room. I wanted to keep it, but I knew that I had other stuff coming, and it was the one that had to go. Not had to go, but made it easier if it went.
It's Victoria G says, Leslie, Pelham Blue, Frost Blue Metallic is not specific. It's the best Gibson color.
It is. Gold Top too. Gold Top Les Paul.
And Patrick Hardy says he understands what I was just saying because he feels the same when you put out a new video. He looks forward to your video.
Oh, well, thanks. I appreciate that.
Let's see. Oh, Tim
And it's
Siegler,
itchy.
Deluxe Reverb.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Van Shank Guitar says I might get a Tonex.
I think you definitely need one, Ivan. Because you're making pickups now, and because you play bass and guitar, like you go back and forth. For testing, for the platform flexibility, you need a Tonex. 100% you need a Tonex. That's one of the reasons why I have it. Because I can have those opposite sounds handy without a room full of stuff. Without a room full of that stuff.
Doc Siltonen says I'm making, quote, some guitars for the $400 contest, waiting on my 2 recent TCG purchases, but also seriously considering order one of the Frank Brothers guitars. Super cool.
Ooh, a Frank Brothers would be very cool.
Vinny's World says immediate horizon would probably be your Firebird pickups, and then it's just whatever guitar that catches my eye, usually single cuts.
I sent a box to you yesterday, Vinny.
It was so heavy.
It had a lot of pickups in it.
He walked out, he was like, hold this box, and it was like, you know, it's
It's
only
because-
like this big.
It's because, and I probably held on to it too long, because, you know, he orders often. And a couple of orders ago, he was like, just put it all in the same box. And then he ordered some other stuff. And then he ordered some other stuff. And I'm like, I just need to send this, like, get it done and send it, because he's going to continue to order stuff in the future. Like, by the time he's, you know. So anyway, yeah, there's Ruxtons in there. There's Quattros in there. There's clear pickups in there. There's all kinds of stuff in there. You're gonna have fun when you get that box.
Ivan said, then I will get a Tonex.
You should. I think you definitely should. It's a tool that you would definitely make use of, Ivan.
Let me grab. It's oh, I don't know. Oh, there it is. Stu Crombie says, if I get a Tonex, I want the Nuno Bedencourt 2 setting on the ADA MP1 preamp.
That is very specific, but I can understand why, because that tone is very good.
Mike Ford said, something must be wrong with me. I don't have anything I'm really wanting right now. I had to scroll back up to find that, because the next comment was, I'll have a list of things before this episode ends.
I know.
Let's see. Archer says Duesenberg Alliance Jeff DeRosa.
Ooh, whoa. That's cool. So what everybody's wanting is pretty... There's nothing crazy. It's interesting, and nobody's wanting... nobody's waiting...
Oh, except for Ed
anything.
DePriest just sent his in.
What is it?
And he said, all I ever wanted was a stripper girlfriend and a gold top Les Paul.
I'll keep my mouth shut.
He said, be careful what you wish for. Ray Wiley Hubbard, Mother Blues. Good tune.
Yeah.
That's funny.
The gold top Les Paul won't give you any trouble.
Let's see. Sunbay says, I'm looking forward to... Okay, just kidding. Sunbay says, looking forward to life settling down long enough to finish 4 builds I started last fall.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. Sean McCartney says, I don't know where we are in the stream, but I want to buy one of those Big Star debut amps to check out.
Black Star debut. Yeah, that's a cool amp. And I think that is a good entry level, not entry level, semi-affordable. What are they, $800 for a tube amp? That's pretty neat.
What's wrong with this thing?
Oh, we got a super chat.
Super chat from Vinny's World. Thank you for the super chat, Vinny. He said, thanks so much. I'm looking forward to receiving the pickups.
I think you will dig them. I'm stoked for you to get them. He always has all kinds of cool projects going.
Everybody's like, no stripper girlfriends.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Nobody's like, I want this, but they don't make it yet. Is there something that you want that's not out yet? That does not exist? I mean, besides, a chip in your brain. I'm talking about, like, I don't know. I want a completely synthetic, well, it does exist, Aristides guitars. I want one of those. I want a completely not wood guitar. Well, I have 3 of them. But I mean an electric guitar. I want a completely not wood electric guitar. That's what I want.
Grant McCosey says he's thinking about a Zach Myers PRS SE.
My buddy just bought one of those and loves it.
Joe Hervey, 84. I want a Mick Thompson Sig. He's going to ESP, so maybe the Jacksons will be sold for less.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Rusty Fender says, my actual list is American or made in Japan thin line in black and a Princeton Tone Master.
Dude, this amp is great. It is so good. I love it. I never use my Black Star anymore. I love it too, but I just don't use it that much.
Rick the Explorer says, I want a Lionheart guitar.
Oh, interesting.
Adam Knox says, I want Schecter to mix features from 3 different guitars. So there's something that he says doesn't exist.
Okay. I want to know what that is because that's very interesting because Schecter does that stuff. So that's an interesting... That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the kind of thing I was thinking about. Like, I've got these carbon fiber guitars and I've got this weird stuff and I was just like, when the Fiore came out, that to me was like the mix of guitars that was perfect in one instrument. And I know there was other super strats out there, but for some reason that to me was the perfect one. Is why I had to have it,
All right. We're just going to have to start going because it's 8:30 and you have 31 things already.
All right, let's do it.
If I don't grab
Questions?
anything else. A mixture probably because I'm sure I missed some
All right, let's roll.
suggestions.
If we miss you, use a super chat at this point.
Well, I have 31 things to go through also. So.
Yep.
Rusty Shackelford, why do nickel covers tarnish most directly below the strings? My strings rarely, if ever, touch them. Is it something to do with magnetism?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just more to do with exposure to the elements in a really weird way.
Okay, let's finish with Adam Knox really quick. He said, I want Schecter to make a Robert Smith Ultra Cure 6 baritone with a C-shaped neck and in steel green from the Kenny Hickey model.
That's very specific and that's very cool. I love that idea. And I love the idea of wanting a very specific combination of things. That's why you should just go to Texas Toast and build it. But that's very cool.
Warren, I had a thought. What if a court awarded a single guitar maker with a trademark for rectangle-shaped pickups?
I don't think they would. I don't think you could do that. There would have to be and it wouldn't be a trademark. It would be well, I guess there could be that's a mix of things, trademark and patent, and I think that would be too vague, just like I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to define it, and I don't think that it would be a thing.
Tim Ziegler, Dylan, can I mention a YouTube guitar lesson without violation of your policy in the chat?
Heck yeah, do it.
What's your policy?
Nothing. Don't put a link in there because nobody will see it.
Yeah, it won't let you put a link.
But just tell people what the YouTube channel is for sure.
Haas says, I really want to see how that McPherson is made. Camo carbon is so weird.
It's fabric. It's woven fabric, basically. That's what carbon fiber is.
Tim Ziegler, I'm thinking of starting to buy CNC bodies and necks. I'm not enjoying making templates and all the handwork anymore.
Amen to that.
67 Goat. The new McPherson looks way more camo in the title pic than it did in the 2 videos with it. It's all about angles.
Yes, because the depth of it is bonkers. It's really cool.
Gary Simmons, refinishing a telly body. What color looks best with a maple fingerboard? Probably with a white perloid pick guard.
You should get input from everybody else in the chat because those are 2 things that personally I don't like. And I know a lot of other people do.
Yeah.
And so I'm not the best one to ask for that. I don't like perloid pick guards, and I'm not a maple fretboard fan.
All right.
If
well,
I've given the
Gary.
choice. So help him out with some, and I know everybody loves
what color
helping
for his telly?
Yes, I think that's awesome. Yeah.
Sean Joint says, putting my Dylan pickups in my TTG guitar.
Oh, sweet.
I already said that one. I don't know why I grabbed that. Windsurf Maui. I've lost track. What are your favorite guitars? Still have the Fiore? Did you sell the Silver Skies? Still have the Les Paul? Which is your go-to guitar?
Well, my go-to guitar is going to be an acoustic. Right now, I don't know. So
let me tell you.
Go
He's
ahead.
like trio carbon fiber guitars right now. He like plays one, puts it down, picks up another one, puts it down, picks up the other one, and it's like 3 guitar rotation every night.
Yeah, there's 4 acoustic guitars in the living room and no electrics. So there's my wooden acoustic guitar and my 3 carbon fiber guitars are in the living room, and that's what I'm playing.
Yeah.
If I'm
It's
playing,
like having a round by himself every night.
yeah, if I'm playing an electric guitar right now, it's this Telly I just got because it's bonkers good. But all these guitars up here, so what we have, the Gibson SG Junior gets played the least right now. The Les Paul gets played a lot. The Schecter, the pink Schecter, MGK gets played a lot. The Telly gets played a lot. And the Fiore gets played a lot.
Do you still have a Silver Sky?
And I sold my Silver Sky, and I regret it, and I'm going to buy another one. Because that thing...
So you sold the SC and the...
I sold both of them,
Okay.
yeah. I'm going to buy another American one, for sure.
There you go.
I almost did a couple weeks ago, but they didn't have the color I wanted in stock. Because I want a pink one again. I want the same exact guitar. I should have just not sold it. But, you know, times were what they were, and we wanted to sell and move and do stuff.
Gary Simmons says, I'm leaning towards a purple to green color shift. And that sounds amazing.
That does sound amazing.
Yeah, because somebody said purple sparkle looks good with maple.
Yep.
Daphne blue.
Yep. Good. I'm glad you're helping him out with that.
Jeff Sims, which Les Paul gold top should I plan to get? I play blues, slide, and country.
So I'm gonna get a 57 gold top. I think on like Sweetwater right now it's the 50s Les Paul gold top. It does have the big 50s fret neck though. If you do not like a huge neck, get the slash gold top because the neck is a little bit smaller. That's what I would suggest. But the pickups are pretty hot. So for the style of music, get the 50s one. If you want a smaller neck, get the slash one, but the pickups are a little hotter. So there you go. Yeah, that's what I think.
Joe Coach, when or what type of crack in the body of a guitar make it not worth repairing?
That's a really good question, and it depends on where it is and if it's repairable. Because guys, good repair guys. I just saw a buddy of mine just fixed a guitar for another friend of mine. It's a 1952 Gibson acoustic, and it got damaged in shipping, cracked from one end to the other, and I didn't even know. I played it for a half an hour, and he's like, check this out. Let me tell you the story now that you've played it.
Wow.
And it sounds amazing. And I did not know it until he showed. Now I can see it. Like now I noticed it now that he showed me. But it just looked like an old guitar before. I didn't notice. Yeah.
That's really cool.
And Scott was really paranoid that this old guitar was just going to sound like an old broken guitar. It's unbelievably good. So it just depends on how good your guy is and how the thing is broke. Yeah, Scott did a really good job. That thing's awesome.
Aaron Serene, I want to buy a pickup and sent 2 questions using your website contact form, but I haven't heard back. Is there a better way to reach you? Before you respond, I think he sent in another one that was a little bit more clarifying of what he wanted.
Oh, okay.
What's the best way to ask questions about buying a pickup? And I want a lightweight headless neck through Kiesel. Oh, he's just sharing what's on his wish list.
That is the way. I don't know how I missed it because I didn't answer them all today. I'll get up in the morning and answer the rest of them that I have came in today. And I know Sean emailed me the other day. That's the one we talked about in the Facebook group. He has this whole long thing, and I was trying to give it some thought before I emailed him back because it's like this long. And somebody asked me about some P90s for a casino today. I thought I was keeping up. If I missed you, hit me again, and I will look again. I thought I get a lot of them.
That is the best way, though.
That is the best way. That is the best way.
And if you want to ask your questions right now, ask them.
Yeah, ask it right now and put a question marks in front of it, or use a super chat and it'll pop out, and I'll answer it right now.
It's Victoria G. I had to replace my central AC unit. As I paid the bill, all I could think was, this is the cost of a Gibson custom shop. Gear math. I'm on a no spend until I replenish the emergency fund.
I feel for you. Yeah.
Roderick Robinson says, I just want my harnesses from Jimmy. It's been almost 2 months now.
Dang, I would bug him.
I wonder if he's having problem sourcing anything.
I wonder if he is.
Sunny Soul said, it's a question, so I think he's asking.
Okay.
Seymour Duncan Hyper
Switch? Oh, get one. They're cool.
And you do have a video, right?
We did one video, and we're doing another video here in a week or two. Because I got 2 of them. They're awesome. I was actually thinking about optioning it in our loaded pick guards.
Stu Crumbie says, I've got a Fender Acoustasonic. I don't know the watts, but on 1 is loud.
Yes.
Rusty said, just bought a guitar rack from Musician's Friend on stupid deal of the day. $68 half price sale.
Nice.
Peter Davenport. Hi, Dylan. I just received your P90, so thank you. It looks really cool. Is there any way to have some switching options with a single P90?
You could do a series, put them both in series when it's in the middle position. That is amazing. Except that it's grounded. We'll do it anyway. The only thing is when you touch the metal poles, it might hum a little bit when you touch the metal poles, but when you're playing, you don't normally do that anyway. So try some series stuff. 2 P90s in series is really cool. I would do that.
I'm trying to keep up so I don't get so far behind.
No, it's okay.
David Gordon says, hi, I loved your 2 telly comparison video from the other day. Can you mention which of the 2 necks is thicker?
The American Pro 2 is wider, and they are very similar front to back thickness. Very similar. But the vintage guitar, the AV2, feels smaller in your hand.
Roderick Robinson says, I vote yes on the Nashville demo.
Okay.
And it's Victoria G said, it goes back to that which Dylan pickups are you personality quiz I suggested last week.
That's true.
Stu Crombie, do you guys do Jazzmaster pickups? What's the difference to a P90? I know they're different.
They are. So a Jazzmaster, we do them, and they're really good. They're kind of modeled after a 65. Basically, a Jazzmaster is like a regular single coil, like a Strat, with magnets in the middle and just wire wrapped around it. The only difference is it's short and fat instead of tall and skinny like a Strat. But it's the same construction, where you have the paper on the bottom, the paper on the top, the phenolic paper board with the magnets going through the middle and they're magnetized. So it's just a regular single coil, where a P90 is a bobbin with the screws going through the middle and the magnets underneath, sort of more like a humbucker.
Sir Sneaker Pimp says, what is a zero fret actually for?
It's to make Gretsch people feel like they are somebody. No, it's to make people argue about something that's really dumb on the internet. No, it is allegedly a way to make the nut and the attack of the nut over the nut better. It was just a different way to do it. A lot of people argue about the benefits and stuff of it, but it's a pointless argument. It's just a different way to do it.
Rusty, what would you recommend for a Rogue Rocketeer HSS? Cheap guitar, but it doesn't buzz and stays in tune.
Oh, then I would definitely just, I would get a set of, my favorite single hum setup right now is 2 Bonnevilles and a Super 8. In a single hum situation, it is so good. That's my favorite thing right now. It would be funny to come up with some hilarious personality test.
People are calling you out because you keep saying allegedly. Sounds like a shirt. Allegedly. You should make that. Or a hat.
Allegedly, I made some new hats. Oh, and they're on the website. You can buy them right now. Why
didn't you grab a picture so we could see them?
I should. I made 2. I know people like camo, and I'm not a big camo fan. But I just got that camo guitar. So there's 2 camo hats. One is black camo, because I think black camo is really cool. Mm-hmm. So one is black camo, and then the other one is like regular camo.
I almost bought a camo cup today.
Did you?
But it was sea creatures. You had to look really close to see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, and Brianna, my daughter, loves camouflage stuff. And so I was like, well, I'm going to get one, and she's going to wear it, and we'll take pictures and put it on the website. But it's really cool. And then I wanted a purple and white hat, because I've been wanting a purple and white hat, so I made myself one, and now that's on the website, too. So there's a couple of new hats.
You have that one on the way for you?
Yeah.
Oh, you have a couple.
I got a couple on the way. And I have there's another color combination. It's like a brown. It's like saddly brown in the front, darker brown in the back, and it says Dylan in red on the front. It's really cool. There's a couple of cool new hats. So
Charles O.
I forgot about that.
Hi, guys. Ever any thought about putting a Dylan twist on an acoustic pickup?
No, I have not thought about it because LR Bags is so good and Fishman is so good. I like LR Bags better. I think all 4 of my guitars have LR Bags in them. I really like that stuff. And Cole Clark, you know, that stuff's all so good. And it's just not in my wheelhouse to do.
Mike Ford said, what were y'all calling him? Okay, you're going to remember when I tell you this.
Mike.
Yeah. Mike Ford says, I feel like I should order a hat. Perpetuate the nickname and all.
I know.
I remember that, but I couldn't remember what you called him. I'm like FOMO every time I don't go because I'm like, man, I wish I could have met these people.
Yeah, they're cool. There was a cool bunch there that time too.
All right, we're going to grab, we're going to grab this super chat first.
Okay.
John OJF, thank you for the super chat. This Squire Strat I picked up needs a nut cut. Flat is neck. Am fixing fret ends. What is a good nut cut range to shoot for?
I typically on a Strat will take it to 20 and see if that's acceptable for the rest of your setup. 20 thousandths. And if you want it to go lower on the higher strings like the EA and the EB and the G, you could try to do that, but my guess is that your fretwork is probably not super duper amazing if you're having to do that other fretwork. So I would stick with 20 thousandths at first and then decide if you feel like you want to go a little lower.
All right. So
thank you for the super chat also.
I'm going to say before that, we're going to get to Aaron Serrain sent his stuff in. He said, thanks. A few weeks ago, so this is the guy who you didn't get his question.
Oh, okay.
Aaron Serrain, thanks. A few weeks ago, you recommended a DAF for using a bridge-only humbucker, no knobs, direct-to-output guitar to use with amp sims for playing everything from Bach to Meshuggah.
Yep.
Okay. Second part. Are any of your clear DAFs non-wax potted? Does an off-the-shelf DAF fit my bill, or is there a way to note my strange guitar situation when I place my order?
Yes, there are places to put notes, and that is where you put them. And yes, we can not wax pot a clear DAF for you. That would be no problem at all.
That was easy. I hope that helped.
I thought I answered that.
Aaron?
I remember the no wax potting the clear pickup question now that I say that. Maybe there was more than one person that asked it, but I do remember replying to that. So I'm sorry if I forgot to hit send or something got messed up. I do remember you. I apologize for missing it.
All right. Mark Stanton, I'm kind of bummed about the Tonex. I paid for one about 6 weeks back. There are all these videos about the Tonex, but you can't freaking buy one. I even emailed the company and asked about it. Be patient.
Yeah, they sent me mine directly. I got mine from them, and so I don't know, but I've been noticing that it even like Sweetwater and stuff, it still shows new item coming soon or notify me when in stock or whatever. I didn't realize they were that possible. He told me they're made in Italy, and he told me that the first big batch of them got hung up for some supply chain thing, and then they got it all sorted, and they thought it was going to be good after that. But I don't know if you know that or not, but they're made in Italy, which is kind of interesting. You would think that stuff would come from the Far East, but that particular product does not.
So Aaron said maybe it went to spam. If it went to spam, that's on your end if he replied.
Yep.
And he said thanks so much.
No worries.
All right. Super chat from Nathan Shaw.
Thank you, Nathan.
Thank you for the super chat. I've not seen that name before, but it doesn't tell me. Oh, it does. Celebrate the first super chat from Nathan Shaw.
Awesome.
Thanks,
well, thank
Nathan.
you, sir.
I forgot where it told me that. It's been telling me
And
that.
welcome
but I have
to the
be
community. If you're
on YouTube to do
you
that.
may have been lurking for a while, but thanks for chipping in.
Have you seen the Gibson Cat Stevens J180 Collector's Edition guitar?
I have.
They only made 50 of them. I paid a lot more than retail for it, $9,400. What are your thoughts? Good investment?
I think, I don't know about investment. Casino Guitars did a very interesting video about that with Gibson stuff yesterday because they were talking about the Kirk Hammett $50,000 guitar. Then they came out with a $20,000 one. So does that piss off the people that paid $50,000 for theirs?
Probably not.
Probably not. They probably just love their guitar. And then they're coming out with, of course, the normal price, like $3,200 one, which normal for artist guitars. And so, does that take away from the value of that one? I don't think so because of the numbers. But I think it's going to take a while. I am of the opinion that you buy that stuff because you wanted it, because it meant something to you to do it. I bought a Slash Les Paul because it's a Slash Les Paul, and that's what I wanted. Like, I don't care if it's worth a little more than another one, but you're in a totally different level with that guitar. So that guitar right there, if I tell you it was a good investment, then it's going to not be, and you're going to be like, he told me.
You already bought it, so
I think you didn't go wrong by doing it, in my opinion. But I don't know about the future.
You don't predict the future?
I don't.
But earlier today, you were like, why are we even here?
Sometimes I can, but that one's an interesting one. But I love the idea of it. When that came out, I was like, this is really cool. When we did the news, all those people were like, that guitar, that's stupid, and these are really... And I'm like, but they're going to all sell out in 5 minutes, and he paid more than retail for it because he wanted it. You knew that's what they're going to do. Everybody wants that stuff. I would do it if I was in your shoes. His shoes are probably nicer than my shoes, though. Or maybe he sold all his shoes so he could buy the guitar.
Which means he had amazing shoes.
Yeah.
DDC441 wants a Martin GPC 16E. Saving my penny.
Oh, that's cool. Too many letters. Cool guitar. I literally had my hand on the order button for a D35 about 2 weeks ago. But I bought my Telly instead. I will have a D35 by the end of the year. Mark my words.
Trozinator. Hey, Dylan and Leslie. How are you two doing?
Hello, sir.
I'm doing okay. How are you
I'm doing pretty good.
All right. Just wondering which one of your pickups would be good for a math rock tone.
Ooh.
I was thinking something from your Telly pickup range.
Math rock. The Telly, the T90s. Because they do kind of have that ceramic-y kind of sort of EMG kind of clarity quality to them, but with the interesting mid-range, I would do a set of T90s. That's what I would do.
Jacob
Telly, yeah.
Barrel. Could you use a transformer as a passive boost for passive pickups?
No, because it would create a... what's it called? It would basically be a filter. So would it... Sort of. What's it called? A choke. And you would end up with less, not more. So you would need a transistor amplifier somehow. That's what most boosts are, is like a little transistor amplifier.
67 Goat says, I've ordered Firebirds, Thruxtons, Enduro, Center Punch, Radiator, Slant 6, Super 90, Humbucker size P90, P90 sub bar set. What personality is that?
My favorite kind.
Oh, wow.
My favorite kind.
That's funny. Roderick Robinson says, DNL, thanks for the tip on Jimmy. I've been bugging him, but not trying to be that guy. You know the deal, I'm sure.
I just know he's gigging and shooting guns a lot.
So, and not recreationally, like that's part of some business he's
No,
into.
so Jimmy's a competitive shooter.
Yeah.
And he also shoots video for competitions. And he is a relentless gigger. He plays, he plays a lot. Yeah, if you want to know stuff that doesn't break, talk to Jimmy. He is hard on his stuff, and he plays a lot. So he's really, 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 really busy. And I think what he does is blocks things together. So that's probably
He even
why.
doesn't have time to see us when we come to Florida.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go to Florida, and literally I'll drive literally right by his house. And he's like, oh, I'm an hour away, and I have something to do in an hour, and I'll be busy tomorrow, too. Like, he's always going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the rest of his thing, I don't know what this means. It says, so any thoughts on the brown box? I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
That was the rest of Roderick's statement.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what brown box is.
I don't either.
Okay.
You can get donuts in brown boxes.
I would love donuts right now.
Usually they're white, though.
The best kind come in a white box. With some green accents and red letters.
You know what you get in a brown box?
No.
Cake from that vegan place in Illinois when you take it to go.
That would be really good, too.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon. Let me make sure I didn't miss something.
Winkler knives come in brown boxes. Or are they white?
He said back to the brown box questions. I don't know what the brown box question is. That power box limited lifter thing.
Oh, I don't know. I know what you're talking about. I've never used one.
A voltage regulator.
Yeah, it's a thing to clean up power and to adjust the level of your power, like coming into your old tube amp. It's like a big. It's the old school one had a big knob on it, but now they got like a computerized one. I've never used one actually.
Is there hockey? Angel Raven 444 says, "What's the score? 1-0 for the Canes."
Oh crap! It's on already. Does that mean we're gonna miss the whole game because it's gonna be over at like 9:30?
Aaron Serene is vegan. He said, "What vegan place in Illinois? I'm vegan and often in Illinois. Blind Faith Cafe. I've never heard of that, so I'm gonna have to look it up. But it is called Pig's Mind Brewing in what's the B word? Is it in? No, it's in the two.
It's not in McChesney Park. It's north of there.
It is McChesney.
It is
Park.
McChesney Park.
Yeah.
It's right outside of Rockford.
Yeah.
Well, basically, it's
Pig's
Rockford.
Mind Brewing.
Pig's Mind Brewing Company.
So vegan beer, all vegan
dude,
food,
it's
but
so
it's
good.
like just looks like a bar, and people come in there. I don't even know if everybody knows it's vegan. It is.
It's
fantastic.
so good, man. That place, we go there every time. My aunt lives there.
And get dessert because it's worth it.
It's the end of the first period, which means that game's going to be over at 10, which means we are going to basically miss it. Okay, well, whatever.
We have one more minute.
Okay.
And I see,
We're not stopping in a
I see
minute.
2 questions. Stu Crombie, have you heard of Bill and Becky Wild pickups? They do the Bill Lawrence pickups. They are apparently the real deal like the old days. It was when Bill Lawrence left on his own.
I have heard of them. Yep.
And then Gary Simmons says, do you think different pickup brands and makers have a, quote, house sound?
Oh yeah, for sure. I do for sure. We have a thing that we do here, and I make sure that every one of our pickups has it. And what's funny about it is, and so for example, Porter Pickups is another boutique builder. I know they have a house sound that's kind of the opposite of what I do. Because he probably likes a certain thing. I think Lawler has a house. I can tell Lawler's in a guitar. Yeah, I definitely think so. Our thing here is clarity and note definition. Always a little top end sparkle. Always, you have to use your tone knob if you're not a tone knob user, because I like them to be a little sparkly, because you can't put that back in. So I like that. And I like the note definition under any amount of gain with any of our pickups. That is 100% a thing. And what's funny about it is, as we have heard our pickups, we've been watching YouTube videos, and it'll be in someone else's YouTube video from, Germany, all over the world, and they'll be like, these pickups have excellent clarity and great note definition when I put gain to... They all say the same thing, and I've never talked to these people, so I know that it's a thing. And those are the two things I'm really proud of. Yeah. And I know that there's other brands that have the same kind of thing. Yep.
You want to introduce the next portion?
Yes. So it's 9 o'clock, so this is off-topic hour-ish. I just realized that we'll get to see the third period, so I'll be happy with that. So, so this is off-topic hour. So the rules are you get to ask whatever you want, and we might answer it. We don't say no very often. I don't know if we ever have. And if you want to ask a guitar question, it has to be a super chat, because we're only going to talk about off-topic stuff after 9 o'clock. And we will take super chats for off-topic stuff, too. Do we have any off-topic questions?
Well, the first thing we're going to talk about right now, because it's easing in naturally, is wait, why isn't beer vegan?
Oh.
So we got...
Most beer is.
Timothy Potter says, what would make beer not vegan? And Doc Siltonen says, I'm confused. I thought all beer was vegan. I've made beer before. I don't remember any animals involved in that process.
We're going to get in a Casein conversation.
And then backing tracks for guitar says, eat meat. Veganism is unhealthy.
Wrong again, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm not telling you how to eat, so...
Don't tell me how to eat.
Let's see. Windsurf Maui says, when after hours starts, you should turn down the lights and light a candle. Okay, so
right there.
A lot of beer is vegan. Processing can have additives for color, etc. Some refinement processes of different types of sugar aren't vegan. Of course, if it's a milk stout, that's not vegan. What else is inherently not vegan? If there's honey in it, it's automatically not vegan.
We're not that.
But just to tell you, so there is a difference between...
Bugs aren't people.
You eat people? Seriously?
Bugs aren't animals. Sorry.
Gross. So, most beer is... And some people change their processes. So, Guinness had a process for a while that had some kind of animal refinement in their process, and they've changed it, and they say their process is totally vegan now. So I guess it just depends.
We're not super fundamental about all that. I don't normally care. The only thing I do care about is if the beer has milk or casein in it. Because casein is a protein that is found in dairy products, and it is addictive like cocaine. And that's why food processing people put it in food. That's why everything friggin' has milk in it that doesn't even need milk. Like, for example, salt and vinegar potato chips. Depending on the company, they will have casein or milk in salt and vinegar potato chips, where it shouldn't even need to be in there, but it is to basically make it to where you never stop eating it.
And Mike Ford named the thing I forgot. Some use gelatin. I forgot about that.
Yeah, some use gelatin. I don't necessarily care that much about gelatin because I don't, but because we're not super fundamental about it. However, dairy really bothers me, and so I stay away from everything that has dairy in it, no matter what, no matter how small a percentage it is.
Marcia Murray says bugs are animals, but deserve to die though.
This is true, yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. So anyway, that's how we started tonight.
There you go.
First topic handled.
Yeah. We just jumped right in.
Gary Simmons says, what makes you want all those different knives? At some level, isn't it just a decent quality blade that cuts stuff?
It is. It is. For me, it's the...
There's a lot of mechanics involved, too.
Yeah, it's the engineering behind... Like, not this one, necessarily. This one is the story and the opposite of that. Like, the fundamental... the guy that makes this in West Virginia, his whole story, all of that stuff is really cool. And I like, it's almost like guitar stuff, like in the sense that it's the people behind it and the story on one hand, but it's also the engineering on the other hand. So like when you get into automatic knives and you get into even folding knives with various locking mechanisms, and it's almost like watches, the tiny little things that do things. Watches, knives, guns, bicycles, all of those things have like the craziest amount of precision and machining and all that. And I love all that stuff. It's so fascinating to me. 100%. Way more than like computer stuff. I'll use a computer and I know how to use a computer, but I don't care about like how it's made. I want to know mechanical engineering stuff.
Also, Gary Simmons, another big one. I couldn't remember the word. I knew it was something with fish, but he says it's isinglass, which is
That's
fish
right.
bladders, which is used to clarify beer.
Yep. Isinglass, that's right. It used to be in Guinness, but it's not anymore. Yep.
Adam Knox says bread doesn't need high fructose corn syrup. Exactly.
Amen. Nothing needs high fructose corn syrup.
It shouldn't exist.
No.
Gabriel Sanchez says, if people would just stop and read all the labels on the food they buy, they'd never buy anything packaged again.
Dude, so that's really the thing for us. I think not eating animal products is not like this fundamental wacko thing for me. I'm not like one of these like, totally bro. Like I'm not that guy. But when you start reading, you're like, ooh, that's in there. I don't want that anymore in myself. So it's just a matter of education. You asked. Otherwise I wouldn't have told you. I think it's neat though to learn about.
Let's see. Stu Crombie says, it's mad. South America has all the addictive things. Coffee, chocolate, cola. Windsurf Maui says, I gave up all dairy products 10 years ago and never felt better. I gave up wheat as well.
Whew. I would die.
So it's Victoria G. Says, honey doesn't require animals to die. It's a symbiotic relationship. They have a nice place to live, and we get honey and pollinated flowers. Which is true, probably, if you are taking care of your own honeybees. But a lot of people don't eat honey because they smoke them out, and it does kill bees.
Mm-hmm. And industrial...
Yeah.
Industrial honey
just
production.
Like anything.
Yeah, any industrial
food
production.
Anything you put on a full, big scale is harmful in some way. It's not natural.
But then again, like, how do you feed a lot of people? So it's a balance of trying to figure it all out. That's why I don't get into the world problem solving department. I just make decisions.
And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that is why. So
that's why
typically we don't even say we're vegan because of all of this. We just say we eat plant-based. But to understand why, I do understand why people make decisions they do, and that's why with the honey.
Yep.
I just don't like honey.
I love it. I love it.
Charles B. says, I only buy knives I can beat on and perform and hold an edge. Apparently I found a lot of them. I can't stop.
That's the thing. So I don't buy anything I will not carry. I don't really have anything that is like a collector piece that I don't want to use. Everything I use. Even my most expensive stuff. My most expensive knife, it's not in my pocket right now. My most expensive knife I carry daily. And use it every day. Yep.
All right. Haas says, what is the best vegan spot you have gone to in Denver?
Elephant something.
I haven't been there.
No.
Did you go there?
No. What's the one downtown that we had a hard time parking?
That was your favorite?
I really like that place.
No, it's the one you order from all the time.
So Radish.
Old Arvada.
Old Arvada. It's in Old Arvada. So Radish and Old Arvada is just very close to Texas Toast Guitars, so I have them bring me lunch. I just have them.
But we go there every time
But
we're
we go
together,
there,
too.
yeah, when we both are out there. And there's a knife store right around the corner. And then, what is the name of that place downtown?
I don't know. I probably have it on the list somewhere.
There's a place downtown.
Where's Doc at? He likes the elephant place.
He likes the
Bang up to the elephant.
Bang up to the elephant. That's what that's called. We've not been there, but Doc's been there, and he said it's good.
Yeah, we haven't been yet. Maybe in
August
we'll go.
Yep.
I think we cross a weekend with him. He's only there for the weekend.
Oh, maybe that's true.
I feel like he told me that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, am I still supposed to be looking for this? You want to know?
That's okay. We'll figure it out.
Why are you just dismissing it?
Well, yeah, I guess we don't want to because it is the best.
I don't remember it being the best. I mean, I know we went with
I
a bunch of people.
love that food, man. I love that food.
I don't know that I still have a list.
I would
City O City.
City O City. That's what it's called. Yep.
I knew it was something like
That place was really
obvious.
good too.
Let's see. Yeah, Windsurf Maui. I like maple syrup more than honey too. Yeah, and Victoria G said I wasn't thinking about factory farms. I was thinking about the nice Freeburg, Illinois local honey.
I get it.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep, Doc's called it. I just wasn't reading the comments. City O City. Thanks, Doc. No. So Adam Knox said we I think he's being sarcastic about having a hard time parking in Denver. We actually didn't have a hard time parking in Denver, and we were in the van.
That's right.
What was Vital Root? No, Vital Root was the super hippie place we went with Doc. That wasn't my favorite place.
I didn't like that place either.
It was okay, but it wasn't my favorite. The pizza place we went to when we stalked you across the street was really good, Doc.
I don't remember even where that was.
It was.
I mean, I remember where it was.
It was the same area where the Vital Root place was. He was like next door to Vital, or maybe he was at Vital Root again, and we were across the street, and we could see him because we sat in the window.
Yep.
And I was like, "This is creepy. I feel like we're stalking him." And now it's just been the joke.
Yep.
Let's see. So hopefully that was helpful for Haas. Roderick Robinson says, speaking of things that, quote, shouldn't be in there, a bunch of inmates just died from overdoses of fentanyl in prison up here in the Northwest.
Wow.
Good out or karma? Sounds like an investigation.
Sounds like investigation and a podcast.
Yes. That is wild. I haven't heard of that.
It's a weird way to get on a podcast.
Sir Sneaker Pimps. I don't think anybody wants to get on a podcast. That's our long run and travel joke too. It's like you go somewhere and you're like, let's just not end up on a podcast.
As long as we don't end up on a podcast.
Sir Sneaker Pimp, Leslie, watch the PBS special, The Poison Squad. It's about the process of our food. I actually haven't watched that one.
I haven't seen that one. We've watched most of that stuff, but we haven't seen that one.
Okay, here we go. Doc Siltonen finally settled on a new ride. Ordered a 2023 Colorado ZR2, 310 horsepower and 430 feet-pounds.
Is it a diesel? Oh, maybe it's that turbo. It's that turbo thing. It's funny you mention that, Doc, because
You mentioned.
well, he's from Canada. It's funny you mention that because the other day I was just telling her, when we buy a house, am I gonna want a truck? And she's like, I don't like little trucks. But I saw one of those on TV the other day, and I was like, that thing's really cool looking.
Doc said he's putting in an order with his maple syrup source tomorrow. Do you need some?
Yes.
That would be amazing.
That would be the answer.
I don't think I've ever had
real maple syrup.
real
Doc,
maple
she
syrup.
said she's never had real maple syrup.
Yeah. I really don't. Because, like, you know, you have friends that have, like, that farm, and I see them do that whole little process. I'm like, that is so neat. But no, I've never. I'm from the South, man. We don't have maple syrup down here. I didn't even know maple syrup was a thing. I thought it was just pancake syrup, and that's like high fructose corn syrup.
Pancake syrup. Yeah, that's because Waffle House.
Which is
on
why
every
I
corner.
never liked pancakes or syrup.
You know, so when I was a kid, at my grandma's house, and then you go out to my great uncle's, and we had a sugar shack, and that was it, man. But they lived in Canada. That was, you know,
Yeah.
that was our family.
We got a super chat.
Nice.
Gabriel Sanchez, thank you for the super chat. Current thoughts on van life?
For sale.
Yes.
I love
Maybe that's a hashtag van life for sale.
hashtag van life for sale. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And we are going to probably end up, if we still have it, we have it for sale. Because we're making some changes around here. But if we don't get what we need for it, I'm just going to keep it and use it because we love it. I really do enjoy it. It's sort of like guitars. It's like when it's time for that thing to go because we're doing stuff, we'll get rid of it. And if we want to get another one, we'll get another one. But I really do like having it and enjoy it. We've not used it much. And that's kind of why we're in a stage of things this year that we've not used it enough to justify having it. So,
Yeah.
but it's great. It's great. And if you have an opportunity to try it or buy mine, you should because it's really fun. It's a fun thing.
Yeah. But, again, we would like to sell it right now.
Yes.
This is interesting. Pre-read. Super chat from Doc Siltonen. Thank you for the super chat. He says, my source does it over wood fire's boiler. Nice and dark and slightly smoky. I will send you a lead.
That is how my people do it too. And that is very cool. Thank you.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll make you cook.
We used to go to the farm and make maple syrup. It was a pain in the butt. I was like, I don't know why people like this stuff so much. It's a lot of work. But it's so good.
That's funny.
Yeah. I wonder if you'll even like it.
That's what everybody's saying. Like it's bitter or something.
It's not bitter. It's definitely thinner. Well, it depends on how they do it. And it depends on how much they cook it down. And it depends on all that. But
Why do you think I wouldn't like it?
because it's not corn syrup. It's not as sweet.
Then I would like it. That's why I don't like it.
I think you will, but it will definitely be different than what you're used to.
I mean, that is why you eat a plateful and I have a little bit.
Not of this stuff, because this stuff is like gold. You're gonna like sparingly.
Are you talking to yourself right now?
Yes. Yeah. It's so good though.
Let's see. Gabriel Sanchez says, Dylan, recommend me a first knife to get me hooked.
I'll show you. I'll give you 3. These are gonna all be
Wow, 2 out of 3.
yeah, under
Whoa.
$200. This would be number 3. This is a Spyderco Delica 4, and it's a lockback, so it's pretty conventional, but it does have the hole so you can one hand open it. And it's really light. This is the FRN one. They come in a bunch of different stuff, but this is just a good pocket knife. And this is the one that goes in my suitcase when I travel, because it's not super expensive, so if it gets stolen, but it's still really good, and it's really good solid, and it comes in a bunch of different steels, and you can, and then the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 is, to me, one of the best, most rounded pocket knives ever of all time. This knife is... I carry this when I'm wearing, like, tactical pants, not, like, jeans, because it's really light, and it's just really good. This knife is phenomenal. And then the other one that I would suggest is a Benchmade Bug Out, because the Benchmade Bug Out is basically a pocket knife. It's just a pocket knife. But the steel is super good. The lock is super good. This is a high-end knife.
Where's the one you just...
This is it. But this is... the
one
titanium
you
one?
modified. Yeah.
It's over there.
I like that one.
This is the knife. This is like the standard.
This is the same knife, right?
Yeah, it's just smaller. This is the standard that those other two live up to. Like, this is the standard. This
and then it's customizable.
Yep.
Oh, you probably can't see it.
Yeah, that one is the
But
mini
you can
Bug Out
buy these scales and change them out.
with titanium scales, and yeah, you can mod them and do all kinds of stuff. Super fun. Change out the screw colors, change out the backspacer colors. Benchmade Bug Out to me would be the number one thing that I would go for first. It's a little spendy. They're like 160 bucks.
Oiled or something.
I haven't liked it since I put it together with the titanium. It's too stiff, and I've messed.
Like scratchy.
Yeah, I don't know if I need to mess with the
tight?
washers in it, or if the washers are in the wrong place, or what. I might need to take it apart again.
Okay.
Because it should be flippy like the other one, and it's just not.
There you go, Gabriel. You have options.
Yep.
Lance Hungerford says, I just made some ballistic gel. I'll never eat Jell-O again. I didn't know what Jell-O was, man, until I made some ballistic gel the other day to shoot at.
I literally just learned about like the FBI standard for ballistic gel last night. I was just reading it's water and then this other stuff that you mix up. And then what they do is they shoot it with a BB gun, 177 pellet gun, at 550 feet per second. And then it goes into the gel, I forget how many inches, but they standard test ballistic gel with a BB gun. And because at that velocity, then it penetrates the gel so many inches, and then they know it's like hard enough or soft enough. But it's water and all this other stuff that you mix up. I don't know. I've never made it before, but yeah, I was just reading about it last night, or watching a video about it last night.
So you can just think that's like, could be in your stomach, Lance.
Yep.
I think about that every time, so we talked about dairy earlier, and if you have cheese on anything, melt cheese on anything, and then it's like stuck on a plate or stuck in your sink, and it's like a pain, remember that's what's in your stomach.
If it's hard to wash off, it's probably hard to wash out.
Yes, to process. All right. There's not a lot going on.
That's all right.
You want to watch hockey?
Well, I mean, I don't want to shortchange anybody, though. This is more important, obviously. So I just want to make sure that everybody gets their questions in and we get to hang out and chat. Yeah, there's a bunch of really good knives now. I buy mostly American-made stuff. So some of the other companies, like I have a couple of Civivis, I guess. You have a Civivi.
Roderick says there's no change since the last update on hockey.
Oh, okay, good.
Somebody's looking out. It's hilarious. What all do I have? I have I have 2.
Well, I just gave you a couple more. So you have 2 Protects.
Yeah. Yep.
You have 2 Microtechs.
Yep.
You have a Bug Out that's modded.
And a Civivi.
And a Civivi. And a little baby Spyderco.
How many was that? That was a
I don't
lot.
know, that's a lot.
2,
Well, because I just gave you
4,
those 2
5,
automatics.
6, 7?
Mm-hmm. She carries 2 automatics in her purse. So don't mess with her.
2 automatics. Yeah.
Yeah, because you carry the little
I do.
Microtech and the really big. She carries a ProTech Godfather, which has a 4-inch stiletto blade on it.
It's because I bought a new purse and it had like the perfect hole for it, and I was like, I need a knife that fits here. What else are you?
And you wanted rose gold accents, so it was like, well, I had a rose gold blade.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
We were like looking for a rose gold knife, and then he's like, wait, I have one and I never use it.
Yep.
And I'm the one that made you buy it in the first place, so
yep.
Now it's mine.
It's true. Which is funny
Maybe
because
it was
both knives,
all an ulterior motive.
all the money I spent that day
It was mine.
was those 2 knives
Yeah, and now I have
that
them
you
both.
have in your purse.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. That Microtech and that ProTech. I bought those in the same day.
I remember.
Yep.
I remember.
At Smoky Mountain Knife Works in Sevierville, Tennessee, the largest knife store in the world.
Oh my gosh. Jeffrey Egan says, I'm trying to wean off Sweet and Low after seeing the coagulated stringers in my coffee mug.
Oh my God.
That is
Dude,
really gross.
One time, I'll give you a couple stories. I stopped, we used to drink Sunny Delight all the time.
Not we, you.
Me, when I was like in my late teens, early 20s. I went on a ski trip one time, and it was really, really, really cold, and we left it in the car, and it didn't freeze. And I'm like, that's not because of alcohol. That's because of some chemical, and it's got glycol in it, so that's why it doesn't freeze. So I'm like, I'm not drinking that anymore. And then one time, I went to one of those like, you think you're going, it was a Smoothie King. You think you're going to Smoothie King to have like some kind of healthy smoothie, whatever. I left it in my car in the afternoon, and I came out, and it was like shrunken. It was like a shrunken head. It was like the shake was still in the cup, but it didn't melt into liquid. It melted into like this goo, styrofoam looking. It looked like after the volcano experiment in school. You know, like when that foam comes out and then it like gets like
Maybe
jelly,
that's what it was.
gooey, gross, but sort of like foam.
And you were drinking that.
That's what a Smoothie King smoothie looks like if you leave it out. I was like, I am never having this again.
That's really gross. Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm not paying attention. Super chat from Timothy Potter. Thank you for the super chat, Timothy. He says, I would love to meet you guys. I would drive to you on a Saturday. Be happy to take you to your favorite local restaurant and then bug out the next day. It would be my pleasure. I'm an omnivore and veggie kid. I would love it. Where are you, Timothy?
I think he's in North Carolina somewhere.
Huh.
Email me. Email me.
We will be...
Email me. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do that.
I would love to meet you.
As long as you're not
too.
creepy. I don't want to be
Yeah.
on a podcast.
Yes. Are you creepy?
We've done that a bunch of times. Met people that we've never met from YouTube.
So I used to get really nervous about it, but I think anybody that truly... So convenience is a thing, and people are inherently lazy most of the time, right? So I think anybody that actually makes an effort to make plans, to have an interest,
Yeah.
to have sat here and watched us and still want to meet us, all right, let's
I would
try
do
it.
Yep.
But it is slightly awkward because the people come knowing us, but we don't know you.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
So it's like this strange, like we have to get connected.
Yep.
But it's always been really good, and I love.
And we've always made friends. I mean,
Yeah.
we've made so many friends
I love
from this.
having faces to put with these names and understanding like when they say something, what the tone probably is because I've hung out with them, and that's just really nice.
No,
so,
it's cool. It is something I've always said about, like, after complaining that my channel is not bigger, is that it's still small enough.
Yeah.
That we can do this. You know, like if you're watching Phil McKnight's channel, his stream is going so hard, almost so fast, you can't even really keep up with it. You know what I mean? Like, or you watch like a Cletus McFarlane video, that thing's just ripping. You can't even, can't even keep up.
Adam Knox says, "Are you guys going to sip maple syrup and watch hockey?" That's very Canadian.
I might sip something and watch hockey.
Gary Simmons, do you own any motorcycles? Any plans to buy something?
I do not currently own a motorcycle. I do have plans to buy another one. I do not. Again, I'm on a mission this year to accomplish some things business-wise and
it would really help if you'd buy the van.
Yeah, so if somebody would buy the van, so I'm trying to not pull some stuff off. I'm just trying to, we want to make some
lining
moves.
some things up.
Yeah, we want to line some things up to make some fairly big moves to move our life ahead. I have a goal. We have goals beyond this year and next year. I have some very specific 5-year goals that I'm working on now. And so even if I have to put off some things that I really want, like another motorcycle and a 911,
Oh my God.
then I will do that. I'll put that off because I have these bigger picture goals that I'm working on.
I'm holding this so I don't lose my place, but I just saw a comment come in and it cracks me up. Vox Guitars Rock just said, "We live in Niagara Falls, Canada, and we drive down to Pennsylvania for lunch. The wife loves Golden Corral."
Oh my God.
They got some good rolls, but
Their
that is
rolls are
so funny.
pretty good, yeah.
That's so funny. All right.
I used to have to take my kid there. He loved that place, and I never liked it. And he was just like, "Can we go to Golden Corral?" I'm like,
Yeah, he absolutely
loved it. He would still, if I took him right now, he would probably still go.
I don't know.
He's yeah, that's true. He's matured a little bit in his food tastes and stuff.
John OJF, have you ever done the free buck knife exchange guarantee for life?
I've not. I actually don't own a buck. And that is not on purpose. That's just, I've just not gotten to it.
Armando Lopez, have you ever been compound bow shooting? It looks like lots of fun, but I have no idea where I would even start with it.
I have. I am very interested in all aiming sports. And so I was just telling Leslie yesterday that, because one of the things on our big list is that we're going to buy a house this year. And I told her that I want an axe throwing and a knife throwing backboard in my backyard. And we will not have the backyard for archery. But I would love that. And I go to the range
How far do you have to have for archery?
I don't, 20 probably. There's probably enough room there.
Jason
actually.
Albert says air tool oil for stiff knives works like a champ.
It does.
I feel like he just said I missed his. Maybe he just said I missed your comment. Maybe he didn't ask a question. Yeah, you missed my comment. Sorry, Jason. I just scrolled back up to find it, and people are saying the score is tied. All right, so I need to. I'm like holding this place. Gabriel Sanchez says I almost impulsively bought a Black Mamba V2 from Off Grid Knives. Almost. Jason Todd, thoughts on Milsurp rifles or like an M1 Garand? I don't know what any of that is.
I wouldn't go that. I wouldn't go for an M1. I was just looking at this last night, actually. I would go with a Mini 14 or an AR, competition AR, not like super tactical. I like accuracy shooting, and so I would go for probably 18-inch AR with a super gnarly accurate receiver and adjustable gas tube and all that.
Charles B says Tops knives are awesome, bang for the dollar.
I was actually about to buy a Tops knife for her the other day, but then she's like, I don't really want a fixed blade in that spot in her purse. So I didn't buy it. They have one in particular that I'm really interested in right now, though. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, wow. Adam Knox says, start looking at Diet Mountain Dew bottles and sugar-free Powerade bottles at the store. You'll see the sucralose buildup at the bottom. Vox Guitars Rocks. I was using Sugar Twin for a long time until I got kidney stones, and the doctor said the sweetener was the binding agent for the stones.
Wow.
I didn't know that. I did not know that. Let's see. He said he's not creepy. Just an old East Tennessee boy that now lives in the Carolinas.
All I know is we live near a sweet and low plant that is shut down. And whatever comes out of that thing, I can't believe people put in their bodies. If you ever saw the Terminator 2, that's what the place looks like. It does not look like something that has food in it. I'm just saying.
Bulbous Uptake says, hey Dylan, are you a Ross Chastain fan? Probably the most talked about guy in NASCAR right now.
No. Here's the thing about that. I don't think you need to race dirty. But I do think you need to be aggressive. I'm a Max Verstappen fan in Formula One, and a lot of people do not like him because they think he's dirty. I don't think he's dirty. He's hard. He races hard, and he takes no prisoners. To win, you have to win. Ross Chastain, I think, crosses that line sometimes, and sometimes he doesn't. And the problem is that he crosses it enough times that people have a right to talk about it even when he doesn't. So I wish he would race cleaner, hard but cleaner, more consistently, so that people would stop talking about it and just we could watch good racing. But yeah.
Roderick Robinson says it's now 2-1 Florida.
Ugh. I want Carolina to win that.
Roderick Robinson. Oh, same guy. Okay, back to the hot wing challenge topic thing again. I'll pay the $100 for all the sauces You get the vegan nugget things, and let's run you through the gauntlet on live video. Up for it?
Yep.
That would be fun.
100% I'm up for it.
That would be fun.
100%. That's awesome.
2 minutes left in the second period.
Okay.
Roderick's keeping you on task there with the hot wing challenge and hockey.
Yep. We'll go for another 5 minutes. That way I can catch the third period.
Y'all send them in. I'm caught up, so.
Well, and that's okay too. I just didn't want to cut it off I have a thing about. I love the sports that I love, but if she's like, hey, I want to go do something cool, I'm not going to be like, no, I have to watch this football game. I've never been that guy. I want to always put people in front of stuff like that. So, but the Stanley Cup is different. I'm just kidding.
Very clear when there's something he wants to watch.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, I mean, there's been a lot of times where I'm like, well, and the stuff that's really important to me, I buy the app so that I can watch it whenever I want. So, Formula One weekends are even flexible because I pay the $10.
Except you still get up at dumb hours to watch.
I will.
Yeah.
Because it's always more fun. Well, the main reason for that is because you can't go on the internet until you watch it. Otherwise, you find out stuff you don't want
or
to find out.
Or people text you like Doc.
Oh, yeah. I get it. Now I got Joy from Texas Toast texting me because she's been watching stuff too, and she's all into Formula One. I don't know if you know that, Doc, but Joy's like all in. She watched the series on Netflix, and she's like super all in. So she hates Max Verstappen, though, so that's why we argue about that. Awesome. All right, I'm down with the hot pepper, the hot sauce challenge, though. I will totally do it.
Timothy Potter. Dylan, have you made any modifications to your Audi? It sounds big nuts stock.
I've not. I probably will not. We have tinted the windows, moved my bike rack from my other car to this one, and we put our refrigerator in it, and we got I need to do the video on the Blue Eddy because I've not done that. I shot a bunch of B-roll for it, but we got a Blue Eddy battery for it so that we can run our fridge whenever we want. And what else? We've done some stuff like that just for traveling, but I've not modded it, really. I probably won't because it's still under factory warranty for a couple more years, and it's just so good now.
The Guitar Curator. I used to get up at dumb hours to watch F1. One time I even watched a race in French because it was the only channel broadcasting.
I have done that in the past.
Roderick Robinson says, you cannot beat playoff hockey, except for maybe NCAA men's playoff lacrosse. Also going on this weekend, FYI. If you haven't watched it, give it a rip. You'll be pleasantly surprised.
I have tried to watch lacrosse, and
Is that the flingy thing?
Yes. It's like hockey with tennis rackets.
Same rules?
Not really. It's like hockey, tennis rackets, and soccer put together. I don't know. I've never really been into it that much. You can tell. I don't really care. I don't know. I've never really been into lacrosse, but I also don't wear polo shirts, so it's a whole nother level of
snobbery.
PRS guitars that I don't have.
Snobbery is the word. All right. There's no questions. Some people are signing off. They're like, go watch hockey.
All right. You guys.
45 minutes. That's pretty good.
Yep. Thanks for hanging out. We will see you on Monday. I have another cool video and a review. So.
And a Southern goodbye. He's still talking.
See you later.